Court is now in session. Commissioner David Wobble.
Mr. Reed, would you open us with prayer and pledge?
Lord, we thank you for a beautiful day today. Thank you for the sunshine and all rains may load. We just thank you that we can see the handiwork that you have around, so that we can know that it's all your plan for the way things operate on the earth that you've created. We thank you for a beautiful world. We thank you for a beautiful nation. We thank you for a beautiful state and a beautiful county. And we know, Lord, that we are blessed to be able to live here. And you have placed us in a place that has been awesome. And we thank you for that. Lord, as we approach this election season, we thank you, Lord. I thank you for all the many people who's been willing to make an effort to be part of the management program of this county. Thank you for their willingness to volunteer their time. Lord, we've seen so much effort that you put forth by many. We know that there's many going to be disappointed or successful, because, Lord, we all can't win. But help us not to be discouraged, because there will be other opportunities. Do not let the spirit dampen those that are willing to help our community and our county. Bless those that need your touch and healing hand. The hearts that are hurt and broken, may you touch them, Lord, and soothe their souls. And ask you to be with us as we go through this meeting. May we use the knowledge that you have allowed us to make. And may we develop wisdom. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Your Grant. What? Where's the problem? You're our IT guy. You got a tablet not working. Correct. Mr. Brown.
Present.
First on the agenda is the agenda concurrence. Are there any additions or corrections or changes to the agenda? Seeing none, the agenda is approved by unanimous consent. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Motion approved by Matt Hopkins, seconded by Arnold Brown. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next on the agenda are public comments. Public comments related to agenda items. Do we have any members of the public who would like to speak? Mr. Sunday. Please state your name for the record and you'll hit the red button.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, for the opportunity and the honor to speak to you today. My name is Mike Sesbury, and I'd like to speak about the Commissioner's compensation. The way I see it, there's two issues for today to decide. The increase in Commissioner's pay and the unintended consequences of changing how Commission compensated for attending meetings. First, should Commissioners receive 1/21st of the county executive salary? It's been said that the county executive cannot spend money without the approval of the county commission. That's true. But if that's the new standard, then should the members of the school board receive 1/7 of the director of school salary? After all, the school budget is larger than the county budget. The school board has responsibility also of hiring, evaluating, and if necessary, replacing the director of schools. But if that's the standard, then should the members of the school board receive 1/7 of the director's salary? I ask you to think about this in a minute. That's the precedence that you're setting. Second, I want to address the attendance at committee meetings. There was a time only commissioners who served on the committee attending meetings. Participation in all commissioners. The county commissioners changed the policies. Every commissioner was to attend receive. The result is positive. Today, the commissioners attend all committee meetings. I commend you. Regardless of whether they serve on that committee, it means that commissioners are better informed by voting on important issues. Public benefits from more informed decision making. If we remove that incentive, will attendance remain as strong? I believe that's the question that you should consider seriously. Some have said if the commission stopped the meeting, accountable election time. That's true. However, the public has to wait for opportunity. The mission for their district suffers. Finally, I would ask everyone here to think about today. For those seeking re-election, I'm going to be watching the decisions you make today. This is a top topic. This is what I'm asking about. Those serve after your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Members of the public who would like to make public comment. Seeing none, department head reports. Mr. Stephen Stowe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't really have a report, but I want to make sure that I can answer any questions you have on a couple of resolutions that are before you. And one of the amendments, where is that? I'm looking for the hazard mitigation. The 2026-51 resolution that has to do with adopting hazard mitigation plan. Josh couldn't be here this evening. I just wanted you all to know that this is the culmination of about a year effort to review and revise our hazard mitigation plan. All of meetings where this report was put together were public meetings. We had our part-time person, Jeff Driscoll, work through this. He's an expert in this area. It was a FEMA review, and now we've got what we've got with a completed plan, which is on the order of 400 and some odd pages in length. It's, like I say, it's extensive. So the reason this did not get emailed out to all of you, because it's not easily emailed. So if you want to see it, you're welcome to see it. No arrested, because it's a chore to read it. But, Josh has a copy of that. If I can get it uploaded on the website, I will. It's just a large file. I don't want to get into our EDC director's report. In committee, we talked about a solution to commit up to 10 acres of county property up by exit 14 for pilot to in order to build a wastewater treatment. I know you all had that discussion in committee. I think most of you were there, but if there are any questions on that, make sure I address those. The resolution is written with some vague language, admittedly, because there's some unknowns. In that resolution, we're saying 10 acres of that county land in order to build the wastewater treatment plant. We just found out last week that the design, as it's reaching conclusion, that they'll probably need about 5 acres. Okay, so when we're at the point where we have a completed design and pilot survey done on part of the land that they want, it's going to be after my watch, but for the next county executive and the next commission to do another resolution that commits the exact amount of land that pilot needs for that. But the thing to recognize is the thing that we waited on for decades, which is exit 14 development, is happening. Okay, and what we've also waited on was somebody other than the county to front the money for the development of that wastewater treatment plant, and that's happening. To do that. So again, I won't get this, but there's a lot of things happening really on a weekly basis with it. Well, what pilot I think wants to hear from Giles County is, and that's what this resolution does. So are there any questions on that resolution in particular? Okay, if anything comes up in your deliberation, just let me know. And the other one is to quit claim property for the city of Ardmore. And again, the commission's discussed this in committee. I just want to, for the sake of the public, we're talking about a sliver of land in Ardmore that adjoins the city of Ardmore property. It came to the county for, it's called delinquent taxes, and those delinquent taxes weren't paid. The delinquent taxes were minimal, less than $500. And that sliver of land, when you look at the property record, it's listed at 0.0 acres, which tells you it's like, that's a rounding error, right? It's like 0.4 or 0.04 acres. So anyway, it's a small sliver of land, and rather than us selling that, the idea is to transfer it to the city of Ardmore because it already adjoins their public property. Any questions on that? Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Next, we'll hear from EDC Director Bill Reese.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me update you on 3 projects. One, from what I'm talking about, the exit 14. We did have a meeting last week with South Giles Utility District. We had a representative from Pilot attend that meeting with us. They had someone from their engineering company who wasn't able to attend, but we had him looped in by phone. And so South Giles Utility District Board got to ask a lot of questions to them. I think it was a very good discussion. And we left that meeting with still some open-ended questions we have to answer, but South Giles Utility District still engaged in the process. So I think we've come across anything yet that says, you know, we can't move forward with this project that would see Pilot fund the wastewater system up front, and then that would eventually get turned over after they start to South Utility District. And Pilot would reserve about half of that volume for them. I think right now they're talking about roughly a 40,000 gallon per day system. They would having the rest for them to develop it out. And I often get the question on what happens if we run out of capacity there. I mean, 20,000 gallons a day is a lot of capacity. All the people that are out there like 3,000 gallons a day. But if we ever did run out of capacity, this type of system they're putting in, these things are expandable, right? So we would have the opportunity to add capacity down the road if we chose to. So some of the questions that will remain open is, you've got the cost of putting the system in itself, but then we also have to kind of work through how are we getting, the wastewater to that system, right? So pilot will be right next to the property where it's going to be built on. But some of the land that's there to develop is actually on the other side of Highway 64. It's on the north side instead of the south side. And so we'll have to have discussions as part of the engineering on that project to determine, some type of header on the road so that people can connect into that. And you just got one, boring under the road to get over there. So some of those details still need to be worked, but I think in principle, we feel like we're in a good place with the project conceptually. Right now, they're saying sometime in 2000. And so, I want to update you all. There's a company called Keith Consolidated Industries, the one that's moving from Oregon, Giles County. I met with them on Friday. That process is still moving forward. They still have some details to work on getting their financing complete and getting the state incentives and those kinds of things. And then one of the discussions we will have at some point is not there will be any tax abatement for that. And one of the things I did to ensure, I think Mr. Hopkins had asked a question last meeting. If you look at the application now for payment with the tax applications where we offer some tax abatement, there is a step in that process where it has to come before the governing body. So if there was abatement, county taxes, that would have to come before y'all to approve that. I sent a resolution, and if there was something with another entity, whether it's city of Pulaski or city of Auburn or whatever, that would go before them for approval as well. So I'll continue to update you on that. But it does look like that project is going to hold unless they run some issues now. Last thing I'll update you on is the hunt problem was here before. It was on Thursday afternoon. I told you the auction was going to happen the next morning. The attorney that was the last straw off. When we were in here, Hunt Properties was stopped for bankruptcy protection, chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. So that kind of puts that whole process of fixed hotels hold for right now. One of the things we're working through with Mr. Henry, who's the attorney for the Industrial Development Board, is what, if any, impact that has on the TIF that's been in place since 2016. So there was a tax income and financing loan that was done for those properties out there, and it's about halfway through the maturity date. April 26, the original balance. There were actually two different loans. The original balance was $1.355 billion. As of just a few weeks ago, the loan was $600,000, and that loan is paid off by the properties that those parcels were just the three parcels. The one that's on the corner, South Bank of Frank Hewitt, the one that Hampton Inn is on, and the one that is on the shopping center. So he's working through what, if any, impact that has on that. Last thing I'll mention is just update you real quickly on the unemployment situation. I mentioned before that we thought we were seeing some of the impact in our county with the layoffs that General Motors had. They had started bringing people back to work. We all see that fewer May than we did previous. You'll see it. So it's unemployment down to 4.1%. You also see it in the Murray County. Remember, theirs was 6.1% in April. Their May number was all the way down to 4.5%. So they're starting to see an improvement as those workers go back as well. Any questions on it?
When did you say that TIF would expire?
The maturity date on those two loans was April 1st of 2026.
26?
36. Yeah, thanks.
Will there be compensation returns from the TIF out of all of this?
Well, again, yeah, I mean, those are questions that Mr. Henry's working through, but remember, kind of the purpose of that TIF, the way it worked is that you had about 7.5 acres there that was yielding, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was $2,000 or $3,000 a year in property taxes because it was basically farmland. So the TIF was put in place to just do the infrastructure work there. So it wasn't to build any of the buildings. It was just do all the field, put the roads in, all those kinds of things. And that loan was around a little over $1.3 million. And the idea is that once those buildings were done, now it's the fact today, those even though it hasn't been developed yet, those parcels are yielding a little over $100,000 a year in property taxes. And so that increment property taxes go to pay the loan down. So at some point, those property taxes come back to the city. So that's the idea. You had money being generated that you weren't getting, you didn't do that. And so now the question is, with that little over $600,000 left, is how do we do that? Do we accelerate paying that off? Do we use property tax? There's a weird taxes, but on the avenues, the last time I checked, those taxes have not been paid yet. The property taxes for 24 or 25. So there's just a lot of moving parts on that, and I'll update you as we get more information. Mr. Wilbur? Mr. Wilbur? I don't know what their revenue originally, it would be about twice what their current facility. They have that one at exit 22, and so we're getting some tax off of that one. So there will be, and they'll shut that one down. So it will be. I think when I looked at it, I don't have it right in front of me. I don't get that. I want to say that I was estimating that it was based on what they said their revenues would be and what their how much money they were going to invest in the building. It would be $200,000 a year. Neat. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. Next, we'll hear from Mr. Daughtry with the ambulance department, bringing us some more good news. And this is getting big. We'll hear from Mr. Daughtry.
So, Ms. Jones asked me to speak a little bit regarding the ambulance grant that we apparently got in the rural last month. But it's a grant, it's a reimbursement grant, about $305,000, a little bit more, to buy 89 counties and ambulance, the rural counties in the state. We didn't apply for it. It's from Trump's big, beautiful bill. We have an order to secure an ambulance, which means it's in our hand. When Len Albright first kind of made me aware of this, I talked to Graham. Graham did some research. It hadn't been really put out yet. And so it comes through, you'll know something. Well, I started working thinking that we might know something. I contacted a gentleman, Safe Injury, about how soon could we get it. And he said, well, I just so happened now. The state of Tennessee predicts that once everybody starts paying ambulances, it'll take 30 to 36 people with, which puts us. So, pricing, Sourcewell, cooperative pricing for the ambulance that Giles got for us is about $300. I think for $302,000, and I think $302,700. So that's less than the grant amount. hopefully, when everything's said and done, we'll have about a month. We will have some additional costs that we have to do. We'll have to move our stretcher mounts from within the new ambulance. Also, we'll have to pay for striping of the ambulance to match our other ambulances, and that's about $5,000. Hopefully, this will be a game changer for us and how much maintenance. I think y'all all pretty much aware of how much we spend on maintenance a year. Marshall County runs the same amount of ambulances we do. It's about $100,000 less than what we do. They have leadership. I think it's a good thing. We'll have some hoops and hurdles that we have to go through. It's really and get reporting on that ambulance. After a 3-year time frame, there's no strings attached. It's all more than happy to make those numbers work. So it'll be a benefit. Any particular questions on that, Terry?
What kind of point come with that?
It comes with a standard warranty from Ford, which I think is 3 years on the engine, transmission, and stuff. Most manufacturers do a year on all the electrical components and things like that. I haven't exactly seen all that paperwork, but I know most of the specifications we're looking at include those items. Any
Other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Daughtry.
Thank you.
Are there any other department heads who would like to address the? Okay, we'll move on.
Next order of business is elections. The first election is noted public large. We have the following applications. Molly Holt is a re-election. Mariana Francis Bells, Corinthia Robin Raleigh, Amanda King, Jenna Landers, and Belinda Manis are new applications.
What are the wishes of the commission? Motion approved by Tracy Wilburn, second by Ms. Martin. Seeing none, please vote.
Ayes.
Motion passes.
The next election is IDB. You are to elect 2 members, 6-year terms, and the appointees are Ronnie Greenlee and Marcus Houston.
What are the wishes of the commission? Motion approved by Mr. Reedy, second by Ms. Pruitt. Any discussion? Ms. Giles.
On the question of Ronnie Greenlee being appointed, work for the county, he gets his contract in the E911 building, and he's also working on the ARCA building. I don't know what else. But are we sure that this is not a conflict of interest, seeing as how he's working for the county as well?
Mr. Stowe, would you address that? I assume you made these appointees. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mr. Reese, because he works on the IDB company. Basically, Brindley does not contract himself to the county. It's always an open bid, so it's a competitive bid. When Brindley Construction wins it for the bid, it's not Ronnie Brindley, it's Brindley Construction. And Mr. Brindley brings a lot to the table as a member of the IDB. It's not involved in the bid process or his construction company. It's just his business acumen and how he interacts with other members of the IDB.
David? Mr. Adams?
That's not what I asked you. What's that about? Who we got now?
Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
no and one abstain.
Motion passes.
The next election is judicial commissioners. You're to elect 3 judicial commissioners for 1-year terms, expiring July 2027. The present commissioners appointed by Judge Chief Richardson are Marvin David Boyd, Robert Linden, and Josie Gordon.
What wishes the commission? Motion approved by Tracy Wilburn, second by Ms. Gail Jones. Any discussion? Being none, please vote.
Vote is 20 ayes.
Motion passes.
The next thing is reports. Today's reports are the Giles County Health Department quarterly report, Giles County Library, Giles County Investments, July 1, 2026, Giles County Trustee 2024 tax aggregate report.
Motion to combine and approve is one by Matthew Hopkins, second by Ricky Carter. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Ayes. The next order of business is contracts, agreements, and grants. We have a governmental grant contract purchase of an ambulance, last mile teams initiative for rural health transformation funds. Samsara, Giles County EMS 36 fund license, billing services agreement between EMS Management and Consultants Incorporated and Giles County Ambulance Services and Giles County Health Department ARPA Amendment 4.
Could I have a motion to combine and approve one by Mr. Jones, second by Ms. Curry? There's been a slight change to the Samsara contract, so Mr. Daughtry is going to inform us of that change before we vote on it. Please.
The price they quoted us with the gateway devices that connect to our ambulances, so we know where they misquoted part of different cradle points that we have in the ambulance. I think it's about $100 a year, not significant. But it supposedly gives better coverage than what we had before, and what the old one is that's listed on the original contract.
Provided the new contract for everyone should be on your desk. Not a big change, but it was just a little bit different, so I wanted to address that. Ms. Jones.
Remind me of what you said in the committee meeting. Is it this same number?
Yes, we have ACE Tech, which tracked our vehicles, and the cost was $9,600 a year is what we paid. This down to about $23,400 a year. It also gives us 10 asset tags to put in our cardiac monitors, which is a very expensive piece of equipment, as you all know. And if we lets us know the last known location, and if you get close enough to them, you can kind of track them throughout the county or the state or the world. So.
Any other questions? Is there any other discussion? Ms. Jones?
The Giles County Health Department ARPA Amendment. Could somebody explain that?
Be the most appropriate. Please, sir. Ms. Jones, I don't have anybody that can answer specific questions.
What is the Giles County Health Department ARPA Amendment for? I don't know exactly what we're looking at.
Shane, have any knowledge of this? Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Would it cause a problem if we delayed it till next month?
It is already signed. It's been approved by the Department of Health.
Okay, so it's just a grant that they're getting and we're approving it.
Well, if you would correct if I'm wrong, if it's all of Giles County tax dollars, just have to process this.
That's a federal grant, it was required, it's one of the, it is part of the health department grant, and some of those, yes, you saw on it, but it's more of a
Any further discussion?
Vote 20 ayes.
Motion passes.
Next order of business is amendments to the first amendment is 2026-48, authorizing the amendment of the 26-27 budget county general fund 111 and 170.
Matthew Hopkins, second by Shelley Gillespie. Any discussion? Being none, please vote.
Vote is 20 ayes. The next resolution is 2026-49, authorizing the amendment of the 26-27 budget county board of education 141, 167, and 178.
Motion approved by Ms. Brown, second by Ms. Pruitt. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Mr. Evans?
Nineteen ayes and 1 no.
Motion passes. Would you like to change your vote, Mr. Reed? That has been noted. Next to resolutions.
The first resolution authorizing officials in county employees required to have bonds and to approve security bond features of county officials and employees. Just bond baby.
Motion approved by Rick Carpenter, second by Matthew Hopkins. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Vote 20 ayes.
Motion passes.
Next resolution is 2026-51 to adopt the Giles County multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan.
Motion approved by Gail Jones, second by Caleb Savage. Gail, have you read this plan for us?
I read the part about,
For the public, it was at least. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, please vote.
Resolution is 2026-52, committing up to 10 acres of county property at exit 14 for a wastewater treatment facility to be developed.
Motion approved by Ms. Perry, second by Mr. Von Brown. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
And the vote is 20 ayes.
Motion passes.
The next resolution is 2026-53, to quit claim property to the city of Ardmore, Tennessee.
Motion approved by Tracy Ward, second by Dr. Lathrop. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Ayes.
Motion passes.
Next resolution, 2026, rescinding resolution 2422, which established a new compensation schedule for the Giles County.
Motion approved by Dr. Lathrop, second by Ms. Goolsby. Discussion. Microphone.
I'd like to amend this resolution in item number 2, where it says the commissioner's compensation shall revert to the paper meeting schedule in effect prior to the adoption of the prior resolution. I'd like to check and say the commissioner's compensation shall revert to the paper meeting schedule at the rate of $65 per committee meeting and $110 per commission.
Do we have a second to that amendment? Second by Mr. Savage. Do we have a on the amendment, Mr. Reedy?
What I've done is people seem to be more upset over the fact that we don't require people to be there to get paid. And so, this will solve that problem. You don't get paid unless you have to leave. Then, about and county government throughout the state, and it says it's 3,500 and 45,000. So here in the 3,500 or a little less range. And they did state that it's difficult to figure it out when you're paid per meeting. Now, a lot of the discussion has come in from the fact that they're paying, we've gone from 55,000 to 113,000 in the budget, 55,000 for the previous year's budget to 113,000 now. We have 56 meetings. We had 56 meetings last year. And it's $65 a meeting. That is assumed every commissioner attended. That's $76,000 for committee. And 11 commission meetings, $110 a meeting, it's $25,410. It's up about $100,000. Everybody attends every meeting. So that puts less about $15,000 less, $13,000 less, plus whatever the committees have not. So it's most likely in the $20,000 range. Out now, but it's whole accountability for the people, 65 and 110, and if you don't like it, it's again and again. So, I see, for 110, 65.
Okay, do we have discussion on the amendment itself? Dr. Lee?
This work out. I appreciate Mr. Reed's work, but my approach to this problem is I don't agree with trying to combine two things. The resolution, as stated, is to rescind the previous pay increase. I think we should do that first and then work on if we want to replace it with something. We will time to discuss all the different options and ways to go about it. I think we should move on and just pass or vote on the resolution to rescind.
Mr. Jones?
Voting no on this amendment would do just that, so I don't see the need. We make the amendment in the second, so that's not the vote.
Mr. Wilbur?
When was this passed to put this in place? Was it 2 years ago?
I don't know. 24.
Okay. Why did it take place? And what did it go affect at that time?
My understanding is a current city commission cannot increase compensation of a city commission. It had to be for the next city commission.
That's my understanding also. And it's my understanding you can't decrease it for the next commission. We talked about that in our meeting, but we never did get any kind of resolution. Graham might know something about it. I think you need to change it during the election year. You get the inside of the man before we.
Graham, would you like to speak on that?
Or can the attorney?
Yes, I'm getting ready to defer.
But you're the one that brought it up that you couldn't be changed, that's why.
Correct, like, and Mr. Wallace stated it a different way, it's like the city commission cannot vote yourself an increase, but through August, this commission can change the compensation for the next commission, is my understanding. Now, it's written in the TCA to be clear, if the county attorney's got any other opinion.
I had this pulled up, it does say that any increase in compensation for members of the county legislative body is not expected until the beginning of the term following the next election.
Actually,
Could you repeat that?
you can see the microphone.
According to this, it says any increase in compensation for members of the county legislative body does not take effect until the beginning of the term following the next election of the county commissioners after the resolution. It speaks to increasing. I'm trying to pull up the actual statute itself. The Wi-Fi in our courthouse commission is great.
I think we should get that ruling on that before we go any further.
Ms. Jones?
I'd like to motion to postpone until the next month so that we can work on the law. And one other question I'd like answered is, does it take 2/3 to a vote to change?
Did not. I've already asked that question. Mr. Hopkins?
I do believe that since we voted on this 2 years ago, it's disingenuous to those currently running for office to change their pay. They think what they're getting paid one thing, we cannot say, nope, you're not get that, we're gonna pull that back, never mind, scrap that. I mean, I don't think people running for money, believe me, it's not enough to justify how much I'm losing. That's okay. It's a service, not to make money, but at the same time, it is nice to see some valuation for our time. So I just think it's inappropriate to change this with the middle of the election.
Mr. If we did vote on this to send this, if we approve this resolution to send pay raise, you'd bring your idea up in new business, and it wouldn't be tied to this amendment. Just a thought.
Well, I guess it just seems to me as a developer here. Guidelines of resolution, we are rescinding the pay raise that we had before, what it says that we're going to do. But then, it down here, I just changed what it says, we're sending this resolution, therefore, here's what we're going to do. We're going to implement pay per meeting at these rates. So I guess I don't see why we don't vote on the resolution. And then we vote a resolution that says, do we go back to the pay, do we put the commissioner back to the pay now? What do we do? So I think if we pass this and don't pass the amendment to it, then we're saddling the next commission with the exact same pay that we have. And it looks to me like that is Matthew saying it's not the thing to do. And this amendment doesn't, it moves maybe 20,000 now. So I feel.
Leah has an answer for our question.
State statute. The statute does say that only increases in compensation are related to the next term.
We have an amendment, but we also have a motion to postpone that has not been seconded. Do we have a second? Is there a second on the motion?
I'd like to withdraw my second to the amendment and second the motion to postpone.
So that would be a motion to table until the Okay, so we have a motion to postpone and a second by Caleb Savage. Do we have a motion? Do we have discussion? Motion to postpone.
This is exactly, but, what was the vote, in committee? Do y'all, did you vote?
It did not have a majority. All right, motion to postpone.
I have a question, David.
That's correct.
We're exactly postponing in order to wait till the new commissioners? What is the purpose of the postponement?
Jones, would you answer that?
Well, if we were to vote in this amendment, then this needs to be straightened out a little bit because it makes some mistakes anyway, because I think it laid out on the second whereas that the reason penalty clause was removed because it wasn't in compliance with state law. And then when it states that this is 100%, where does it say how much it's increased? Okay, doubling the budget line. That's not exactly true because you don't know what, how much, depends on how many committee meetings you have. If you're getting paid per committee meeting, so to say it's doubling, when we know that this term we have been suppressed committee meetings that we've had compared to past year, past terms. So I think we need to clean up this language if we even decided to vote on Mr. Reed's amendment.
Mary's amendment, second has been pulled, so with the postponement amendments where we are now.
Yeah, yeah, well, and it failed at committee. All right.
Discussion on the motion to postpone. Mr. Reed,
This may not be a motion to postpone, but
where we are right now, motion to postpone.
if the set gets pulled, can we ask for an additional second for anyone? But, that's what I'd like to do. We talked about the number of meetings that we have, the number of meetings that have 56. I back and calculated through the true expenditure. I took out the 11 meetings at $79, one commission, $70, and I took what was left, $45 per meeting, and that indicates that we only had 3 meetings a week, maybe a month, 3 meetings a month. I don't think that, which means that many of the commissioners, turns out that it's like about 3 meetings a month, but we know that we had 5 because that's what revenue.
Now, the budget that passed,
Yes.
was this in the budget?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Guthrie.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my next to the last meeting. This commission, as instructed right now, will meet again. So it's time that we're going to, will it be for us to vote on that close, even though the other commissioners have been already elected, they won't be supporting anyway. You know what I'm saying?
We have the August meeting that we're still counting. Would you like Mr. Williams to comment on that? They're legal.
Well, okay, I just want to clarify for me, and Judy kind of had the same thoughts. I personally, I know I'm not in this solution because I had a problem with a salary where people will miss meetings and still get paid for it. So this makes a lot of sense to me. And Mr. Reed's does some math to it. So anyway, that's what
You'd say.
I'm sorry. Well, it's been withdrawn. Oh, we did.
It's still up for a second.
Okay, I'll second it.
You got all this through.
Okay, so we have a motion to postpone on the floor. We have a motion, Mr. Reed, and a second. Further hearing, postpone controls. Any discussion on the motion to postpone? Go ahead.
Use your microphone, please.
I think we need to postpone because I'm confused on the whole lot, and I feel like it needs to go back to the committee so we can sort it out. I thought it was going to be sorted out by Tracy in the budget passed. We keep bringing things over and over again if we had a lot of commission, but I didn't have any issue with what it was as a budget. So back to committee, I think.
Mr. Stowe?
Mr. Chairman, can I just point out that the first motion that you had was the motion of Mr. Reed, and that was to be dealt with first before you move on to the motion to postpone.
Attorney tells me that the who would point out? Any further discussion? We're going to vote on a motion to postpone. Seeing none, please vote. David. With your microphone, please.
That's my money going.
Close to you.
But, you know, elections, August 6th, when we're gonna meet in August. First Monday?
Third Monday.
Third Monday, when is the meeting?
Come first.
We're gonna do that, we need to go back and change.
Any further discussion on the motion? All right, seeing none, please vote on the motion.
Vote is 9 ayes and 11 noes.
Motion to postpone fails. We will not postpone this. Now, I believe Ms. Guthrie was going to second Mr. Reed's. Do you have a second for Mr. Reed's amendment? Back to Mr. Reed's amendment. Do we have any discussion on Mr. Reed's amendment, which is to change the pay from $40 per meeting to $65 and $75 for full commission to $110? Any discussion on that?
Still gives the, we've already promised it. Because they did that in 2024. So the people that were running it, we gave them some, except for the rights. I think that gets us out of trouble. And it takes care of the absent.
Amendment.
Here.
Joe, would you like that?
If you don't show up to work, you get paid the same.
Do, I think I have to show up one day month or so, this stuff for Christmas, and I put it in, that's a salary.
That's what I said. Oh, Graham.
Same statute, 1 day a month is all I'm required to attend government. 1 day. What salary?
Any further? All right. Hey, let's pay attention to Mr. Carter. He has.
Exactly what we're voting on.
We're voting on the amendment that Mr. Reedy has presented to change.
To increase the pay of the commissioner, or to, if we vote that to increase the commissioner pay.
From where it is presently, yes.
We're presently. Vote no, maintain where it's at right now, right?
No. This resolution rescinds the rates that's going to be in effect next commission. This resolution rescinds this. Mr. Reedy has added in a different pay schedule to this. I think it would be cleaner if Mr. Reedy removed this resolution and you removed your second, and we'll bring it up in new business if this fails. But we'll continue with this process the way it's running. Tracy?
How did I understand the pay scale and if it did pass, would it be a decrease from what is the resolution is already passed in 2024?
I would say yes in those cases.
And I thought we could.
Mr. Williams explained that no language about decreasing statute, only about increasing.
And that's why we wanted to get more clarification on
Right, either way, the new commission is gonna get it in this commission. Go ahead.
Wouldn't be what was passed
But it never went into effect, correct?
the resolution is.
The resolution did, but not the actual effect. Then that's the question. You can talk about the decrease until after the next plan. The decrease in what's actually before a resolution that is standing for an increase in pay after the next one. I don't know the answer to that.
Exactly, that's why we need to discuss a lot of stuff. We have such a meeting and that we go back and find out, well, we should have done that, because this already happened once. Because we was gonna base it off the attorney for the grant money. Then they wanted to put in a little, individually gonna subtract something, we found out that we couldn't do that. Remember? That, I guess that's why I put a little bit more clarification on what we can do, what we can't do.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we're gonna vote on the amendment. Mr. Eden? I think it is. I think we should see if the commission is willing to rescind this. If the commission is willing to rescind this, then under new business, you propose the pay increase from where we are currently.
You can't table an amendment to something you're voting on.
But we will give you time to bring it back up. So the motion is still second. All right, we're going to vote on the amendment. If you would like to state it again, I have it written down that the pay will change from 40 to 65 per committee meeting, and full commission meeting will change from 65 to 100. Did I state that correct?
And it is tied to attendance.
Yes. Everybody vote no. You're voting on his amendment, and his amendment is to pay per meeting, full commission meeting. All right, we're voting on the amendment only at this point. Please vote.
$13 ayes, 7 no.
It passes. So that language has been added to resolution 2026-54. Now we're going to vote on the full resolution. Is there any discussion full resolution with the amendment? So this amendment is to explain it, I understand it, and I would ask Mr. Stowe to give us an explanation also. The way this amendment is to cancel the new pay schedule that we voted on last for budget. And it will cancel the pay scale based on the commission, based on the county executive salary, and it will go back to paying per meeting like we do now at the rates of $65 per commission. 65 per committee, 1 for commission. If you vote yes for this, you're going to vote yes to rescinding the raise that we voted for the next commission. If you vote no, the raise for the next commission will stay as approved in the budget already.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Reed section 2, and it was the reverse of paper meeting schedule, and he amended that schedule.
Number of paragraph 2.
Correct.
At the bottom.
So why did we get vote again?
Because that was just to amend the language for the full vote.
I want to hear what you want to read first.
What I wanted to say was just try to help explain it.
Go for it.
Try to help.
Go ahead.
So, the original resolution was to rescind the payments based on the county executive's salary. So we still need to vote to rescind the previous resolution that bases it off the county executive's salary. What we just voted to approve, it changes the language on what the pay scale will be after the prior resolution that we passed is rescinded. So vote yes on the resolution would implement, would remove where it's based on county executive's pay, and then it would make it what we just voted on where it is based on the increased pay per meeting. So a yes vote is what is needed to pass the resolution to increase the pay per meeting, but takes it off of the county executive's salary. So the effect of that is a slight increase in pay, but you have to show up to get the increase in pay.
Note that we would keep what's been approved in, and the new commission salary would be, new commissioners would be salaried. So no vote, new commission will be salary. Yes vote, like we're just with little raise. Discussion.
David, so to make it clear, both of them are raises.
Last call for discussion. There again, a no vote. A no vote means that the new commission coming on will be paid salary as we've already put in the budget. A yes vote takes that away. We go stay with the pay per meeting plan at a higher rate. You good, Mr. Reedy?
We're voting.
The amendment passed. Now we're voting on the resolution with your amendment. No. Yes, we go with your plan. No, we go with what's approved in the budget salary. Yes, with me. No. All right, seeing no further, please vote.
Vote 69.
Motion.
Next order of business.
Do we have any unfinished business to come before the commission? Do we have any new business to come before the commission? Would any member like to address this commission on non-agenda items? Are there any announcements that anyone needs to make? Ms. Curry, please.
Yeah, I can give a unsatisfactory update on the water study funding. The state finance office has been coordinating with Graham and Beth's office on receipt of the money. They have not yet, but they have what they need to send it to us. We're still waiting to hear on the administration of the grant. So, or if I report something, hopefully.
Any other announcements? Mr. Wilbur? Motion adjourned, second by Mr. Hopkins. Everybody have a good night.